everyone, it's time for another episode of Schoolcation Storytime with Mrs. Carter. And today I have Jackson and Cadence and Lucas helping and even Sam.
Yeah.
Today we're reading the book Truman by Jean Reed. It's about a tiny turtle and a little adventure he almost goes on. Truman was small, the size of a donut, a small donut, and every bit as sweet.
We'll go to our house.
He lived with his Sarah, high above honking taxis and growling trash trucks and shrieking cars, and the number 11 bus which traveled south. Looks like he lives in a city. Truman never honked or growled or shrieked at anything or anybody. He was peaceful and pensive, just like his Sarah. Do you know what pensive means? It's a word that means when you think about something very hard and you're very quiet when you're doing your thinking. One day, Sarah ate a big banana with her breakfast, clipped a blue bow in her hair, and buttoned up a brand new sweater. She strapped on a backpack so big, 32 small tortoises could ride along in it, but 0 tortoises did. See all the tortoises? Sarah placed 7 green beans in Truman's dish. 2 more than usual. She kissed her finger and touched it to his shell and whispered, "Be brave." Not to worry, she'd left before, and she'd always return. But this time, that backpack was particularly big, and Sarah looked particularly pensive. And that banana, and that bow, and let's not forget about those extra beans.
What beans?
Truman looks a little worried. That's when Truman saw something he'd never seen before. Sarah boarding the number 11 bus going south. The bus roared away. Truman waited for Sarah to return. He waited and waited. He waited 1,000 hours, tortoise hours that is, until he could wait no longer. He would go after his Sarah. He would catch the number 11 south, even amid the honking and the growling and the shrieking, even if it seemed impossible. Bonk. That's when he noticed the rocks, 3 rocks that had always been there.
I think I'm very late and he did wait.
You do?
Yeah.
Ordinary rocks that now seemed extraordinary because look, he can climb up them and get up over the edge.
How?
Yeah. And the arm of the couch and the pillow propped just right and that tall, tall boot and the rug, that glorious Without Sarah, their home seemed vast and uncharted and unsettling. Look how far he has to go.
What is going on?
Truly unsettling. To Truman, who is so small, even the toys look very scary and big. And look at that sharp safety pin on the rug.
Scary. Could really hurt yourself.
Yeah.
But perhaps most unsettling was that Truman could no longer see the taxis, or the trash trucks, or the cars, or the number 11 bus, which way was south anyway. He doesn't even know where to begin. Now the sun hung low like Truman's head and heart. Just then,
I think that's a toy. I think that's a toy.
and then, vroom, screech, whoosh. Up floors and under doors, Truman heard it. A bus. It was time to catch the number 11 south, amid the honking and the growling and the shrieking. Yet, standing there in that ray of light, Truman felt peaceful and pensive and brave. He's gonna do it. But just as he was about to slip under the door through that opening barely the size of a small tortoise, he's almost there. Sarah! She spotted him, shining like the sun. Truman! She cried. She scooped him up and said things like, "Oh my goodness," and "You," and "How did you ever?" and "Amazing." Sarah kissed her finger and touched it to his shell and tucked him back safely in his tank, where he was peaceful and pensive and proud. And later, just before bedtime, she read him a story. And it looks like one that she wrote all by herself. Now Truman knew that one day soon he and his Sarah might travel south to see new sights and hear new sounds and think new thoughts together.
Together.
Now, my challenge for you is to do what Sarah did in this book. Sarah wrote a story about her pet turtle, Truman, and I think it would be really fun for you to write a story too. So why don't you be very pensive in the next few days and think about what would happen if you had your very own Truman turtle. What adventures would Truman go on in your house as he's trying to get out the door? Think about that. Be very pensive and then write me a story about what would happen with Truman at your house. I can't wait to read them when we see each other again. Bye-bye.